This is how you transform the White House from one president to another, making America powerful again. Moving out, cleaning, repainting, and so much more is a Herculean task. However, the roughly 100 members of the White House staff assigned to these duties have less than 6 hours to make it all happen. Worse yet, any simple mistake could turn the president's first day in office into a disaster in several ways. Packing up the White House is much more complicated than renting a U-Haul and a trailer, putting all your belongings in it, and slapping on the ratchet straps with a confident, "That's not going anywhere." The White House is a massive historic mansion with 6 floors and 20,000 square feet of living space within an area known as the executive residence. Starting from the bottom, there are 2 stories in the basement. The lowest level houses machinery and support systems for the White House, while the first floor of the basement hosts the kitchen, extensive storage, and other ancillary service equipment. While the executive residence consists of 6 floors, including 2 basement levels, an attic, and a public ground floor, the first and second floors are where the actual living quarters are. The first family normally occupies the first floor, while the second floor primarily houses guest suites and other living spaces. Altogether, the 20,000 square feet of the executive residence includes dozens of rooms, approximately 20 bedrooms, 35 bathrooms, and various office and personal spaces. All of these must be packed up, cleaned, and refurnished with new items in less than 6 hours. This monumental task makes picking up a week's worth of dirty laundry from your floor seem like a breeze. The way the White House manages to pull off this transformation is nothing short of extraordinary. Planning for such a massive undertaking begins right after Election Day. Once the race is called and the winner is clear, the White House starts collaborating with the incoming administration. The person in charge of this process is the White House chief usher. This individual oversees a staff of roughly 100, including butlers, maids, chefs, housekeepers, engineers, and other personnel serving the first family in the executive residence. After the election, the chief usher sends questionnaires to the incoming president's transition team, gathering details about preferences ranging from the president's favorite foods to the type of toothpaste he uses. Additionally, the chief usher works closely with the incoming First Lady to begin decorating her new home. The White House, being like a living museum, has accumulated hundreds of years' worth of artifacts, furniture, artwork, and other presidential memorabilia. While some of these priceless items are housed in the White House, much of the collection is stored in a large facility in Maryland. It is customary for the First Lady to select pieces from the collection to help furnish and decorate the White House. Due to their historical significance, some artifacts remain on permanent display at the White House. The Lincoln bedroom, for instance, looks as it did when President Lincoln died in 1865, including the bed where he spent his final moments. Beyond the historic pieces, furnishings in the White House also include specially commissioned art, furniture, and gifts from past administrations. If the president wished, he could sit in George Washington's chair, or the First Lady could hang a lamp gifted by Napoleon Bonaparte's brother. First families can also make decorative choices with political symbolism. For example, President Biden selected a bust of civil rights leader Cesar Chavez to adorn the Oval Office. Biden said he wanted to be reminded of Chavez's leadership and example every day when he went to work. In addition to selecting historic furnishings, the new president and First Lady also expressed their preferences for any interior remodeling, such as new rugs, carpets, or paint. The chief usher ensures that these requests are documented and coordinated well before Inauguration Day. However, some requests are particularly ambitious. For instance, after President Truman took office, he directed the staff to construct a balcony on the south portico of the White House, which has since become an iconic feature. Similarly, before President Nixon took office, he requested the construction of a 1-lane bowling alley in the basement. Because of President Teddy Roosevelt's love of the outdoors and hunting, he insisted on being allowed to display his collection of taxidermy animals. While many raised their eyebrows, they couldn't tell the president no. During his administration, the White House was transformed into a sort of museum of curiosities. Of course, these are just a few examples of some of the major changes that a president and First Lady have made. However, there are limitations on what can be approved. For instance, When Hillary Clinton wanted to decorate the White House with more contemporary modern art, she faced a massive backlash from the White House Historical Association and eventually backed down. Similarly, when President Reagan requested an outdoor pool be built on the South Lawn, the Secret Service turned him down due to security implications. For those lavish, crazy, or extraordinary requests that are approved, there is a catch. No changes can be made until the sitting president actually leaves the White House on Inauguration Day. This typically happens between 10 to 11 a.m. Despite several months of preparation and planning, the team only has about 5 to 6 hours to pull everything off. Once the exiting First Family departs for the swearing-in of the new president, the White House staff rise as early as 4 a.m. to get a head start on massive remodeling projects that require more than just a few hours to complete. The White House usher ensures that people are assigned to other significant tasks, like repainting rooms or changing flooring. However, most staff members rise at their normal time to prepare for a White House tradition on the president's last day in office. As part of this tradition, all White House staff gather with the President and First Lady to formally say goodbye. During this time, the President and First Lady often exchange words of encouragement or share fond memories with the staff, who have become like extended family. At the end of the ceremony, the chief usher presents a gift to the President, handcrafted in the White House's woodwork shop. This gift consists of 2 American flags in handmade cases, which were flown on the president's first and last full days in office. After the ceremony, the First Family departs for the inauguration, and an army of staff begins packing up everything inside. Because of security concerns, outside movers are not allowed inside the White House. This creates a logistical challenge since massive pieces of furniture, large mattresses, ornate decorations, and all the family's personal belongings must be packed and moved. Any misstep during this process could damage priceless artifacts that are irreplaceable. To address these concerns, the White House staff themselves form the moving team. They pack, haul, and load the trucks on the South Lawn. These trucks, one empty and one full of the new First Family's belongings, are among the few outside vendors permitted during the transition. Additionally, any government-owned artifacts or decorations used to personalize the residence must be carefully packed and returned to antique movers. These items are the property of the U.S. government and must be handled with extreme care. While some staff members manage large furniture, others focus on fragile, irreplaceable items, such as an 18th-century lamp, ensuring nothing breaks. Furthermore, any gifts received by the president during their term must be turned over to the National Archives. For example, if Trump's son were gifted a PS5 while in office, the gaming system would become a historical artifact unless President Trump opted to pay its fair market value. Meanwhile, a dedicated cleaning crew comes in to make the residence spotless. If any damage has occurred, like a carpet stained by spilled Diet Coke, it is promptly replaced. With multiple teams packing, unpacking, cleaning, and redecorating, every action is meticulously planned to the minute. The staff works on a tight timetable to ensure the day's activities proceed smoothly. The last thing they want is for the new First Family to be awkwardly waiting on the front porch while the staff scrambles to finish their work. As this flurry of activity takes place, another critical task unfolds during the inauguration. Whenever the president travels, a sharply dressed military officer is always close behind, carrying a black briefcase known as the nuclear football. This briefcase contains a robust communication suite and the verification codes needed for the president to authorize a nuclear strike. On Inauguration Day, the transfer of the nuclear football is a highly symbolic gesture. At precisely noon, the officer carrying the football discreetly hands it to the officer appointed by the new president, ensuring an uninterrupted chain of command. This quiet but vital act, often hidden behind a pillar during the ceremony, underscores the gravity of the transition. A misstep in this process could jeopardize national security. Despite its importance, the handoff of the nuclear football is arguably the least complicated task of the day. Back at the White House, staff continue their race against time, ensuring the executive residence is ready for the incoming First Family. This coordinated effort highlights the dedication and precision required to maintain the seamless operation of the White House during one of the most significant days in American politics. The staff is still hurriedly working to make sure all the renovations are complete and the new First Family's things are moved in before the 5 o'clock deadline after the inauguration parade. Once all the heavy lifting, including moving furniture and priceless artwork, cleaning, and any renovations or repairs, are done, the task now comes down to turning the White House into a home for the new First Family. Remember that questionnaire the White House chief usher sends the new family? This is now when it comes into play. Throughout the White House, the staff is busy personalizing everything. For example, Obama wanted a new shower head installed in his bathroom and a swing set for his kids to play on. The staff ensures every desire is met, regardless of what the president and his family ask for, whether it be their favorite shampoo, towels, bed sheets, foods, or whatever else they want. As the staff continued to finish their preparations, the new president and his family returned to the White House to begin the inaugural dinner, followed by the inaugural ball. However, even at this late stage, mistakes can happen. One famous incident was when President Bill Clinton first took office. On that day, during the chaos of the move, someone accidentally misplaced Hillary Clinton's ball gown in their daughter Chelsea's room. After 15 minutes of panic, the staff found the dress and ensured that Hillary would not need to go out in her birthday suit for the ball. Thankfully, mistakes like this are few and far between, thanks to the staff's dedication, speed, and desire to serve the president, regardless of political party. That is why, whenever a new president enters the White House for the first time after his inauguration, when the chief usher says, "Welcome home, Mr. President," they truly mean it. The moment Joe Biden leaves the Oval Office for the last time, likely in the morning on Inauguration Day, the White House staff jumps into action. They begin rearranging the iconic office to suit the tastes of the incoming president, considering preferences for the rug, drapes, desk, and other furnishings. The Oval Office is the first area to be prepared. In 2017, after taking over from Donald Trump, Biden made changes to the rug and some chairs, although the couches and curtains remain the same. The president's family resides on the second and third floors of the White House, and before moving day, the incoming president and first lady select furniture and art from the White House collection. By the time the new president arrives home on Inauguration Day, the furniture is in place, and personal family photos adorn the walls. When the new president and first lady move in, the transition is seamless. Their favorite shampoo is in the shower, toothbrush and toothpaste are on the counter, and clothes are already hung in the closet. This transformation happens in under 6 hours, with about 100 White House staffers pitching in. Unlike typical moves, professional movers are not hired due to security concerns. Instead, the resident staff handles the task, despite not being trained as movers. Many of these staff members worked for Donald Trump during his first term, from January 2017 to January 2021. Trump was well-liked by the staff, as he was accustomed to having people serve him and would generously tip in cash, handing out $20 and $50 bills. The staff, who are not politically motivated, appreciate being treated well by the president. President Barack Obama hired Angela Reed as the White House's chief usher in 2011. She oversaw moving day in January 2017, when the Obamas moved out and the Trumps moved in. Reed described the process as organized chaos, but emphasized that it is a well-coordinated operation, rehearsed many times. On the actual day, everyone is eager for go time. There were occasional hiccups, such as limited use of an elevator, which Reed personally managed for an hour to optimize efficiency, or a mattress not fitting a specific room. However, the primary challenge is always the tight 6-hour timeframe to prepare the White House for the incoming presidential family. Subscribe now and become a part of Expedition Diaries for more.